Now that we have learned how to use preset rules, let's learn about the preset style options available. Let's check them out by selecting our interview scores and clicking on the conditional formatting command, and let's mouse over data bars first. This style will insert bars into our cells to indicate their value relative to the values in other cells selected. We can choose from gradient filled or solid colored bars. Just click the style you like, and there you go. Data bars are super quick to insert and provide valuable insight. Immediately we can see the range of scores and top performers. Now let's highlight our test scores and try out the next preset style, which is color scales. In the color scales menu, we are given several color options. If we look at the icons, the colors towards the top will be used for high values, while the colors towards the bottom will be used for low values. We will end up with a colored heat map. Let's choose this one, which will color high values green and low values red. This color coding offers another visual way of mapping performance in one shot. Now the third preset style is icon sets. Let's try them out on column E, which indicates candidates' availability for a placement. So highlight the cells we want, click on conditional formatting, mouse over icon sets, and choose a suitable icon depending on the data you're representing. Let's go with one of these indicator icons, and clicking on them immediately inserts them into cells. Now you probably can't make much sense of how these icons help us analyze this column. But let's first understand how icon sets work. And this in fact applies to all the preset styles, so listen carefully. By default, Excel calculates the 67th and 33rd percentile for values selected so that they can be compared relative to each other. Values above the 67th percentile will be considered high and represented by the longest bars if we use data bars, or green ticks in this case. We can think of values between the 33rd and 67th percentile as average, and these are represented with yellow exclamation marks. Finally, values below the 33rd percentile are considered the lowest and will be represented accordingly, which in this case is by red crosses. So in the availability column, following this logic, the green ticks show us candidates who can do the longest placement, and red crosses indicate the shortest availability. But this doesn't quite serve our purpose. Food2Go invests a lot into training candidates regardless of position and want candidates to benefit from their placements as much as possible. Ishan feels that placement candidates must stay for more than 2 months. We can customize the rules behind our icon sets to find out which candidates meet this criteria. To do this, with our cells highlighted, we should choose Manage Rules from the conditional formatting command. In this dialog box, we will see all the formatting rules for the cells we have selected. If we click on this drop-down and select this sheet, we will then see all rules on our worksheet. To customize a rule, just select it and click Edit Rule. This will open another dialog box, and from this list we have to select a rule type. In our case, we need to use the first rule. Now at the bottom, we have to tell Excel when to display each icon. The current values and types are based on percentile as we discussed. So first, let's change both types to numbers. Now let's edit the values. We want the green ticks to be for candidates who can stay more than 2 months, so we change the sign and type 2 in this field. The yellow exclamation marks are for greater than or equal to 1.5 because that's the absolute minimum Ishan will consider. This means that all values below 1.5 will be marked with red crosses. Now if we want, we also have the option of changing our icon styles from this drop-down. When ready, just click OK and our icons will update according to our new rule. This is helpful because if a candidate is strong but has a yellow exclamation mark in this column, Food2Go can consider making an exception.